Hi crocheters of the world, I am happy to be back here in front of you with a new creation, a new design of mine. It is a combination of granny stitch and granny triangle. So you know the very well known and classic granny shawl. Yes, it is a little bit of a granny shawl here. And tassels. It's, at least I can say it's a kind of poncho tunic, to poncho, something like this, because it is a poncho, it is a tunic, but also a poncho. It's nice and large. Now I will show it to you. It's nice and large. You can see photo of mine wearing it on my Facebook page and on my Instagram profile. You have the link below, the two links below. So please follow me on Facebook and on Instagram too, so you can see so many photos of me wearing my creation. So you can just imagine, you can just figure out if it is good for you, if it's not good for you, if you think it fits or not. Okay, so you can choose the perfect design for you. So let's turn back to this one. I just adore it. It is worked in cotton, 100% cotton from Wanna Boutique. It is this one, the newest yarn in Wanna Boutique. Oh, when I saw it, when I touched it, I said I have to create something with this cotton. It is that kind of cotton that does not add weight to our creations. You know, there are that cottons that are mercerized and they actually add lots of weight to our creations, so make them heavier. This one leave it nice and light, and this is what I want to obtain with crochet. So nice and light fabric, so designs, you know, they are so beautiful when they are nice and light, and they are so I don't know, ugly from my point of view when you see that kind of things worked with a heavy yarn and a bulky yarn, and it is just like a robo. I don't know. Okay, so this is not that kind of yarn. It is just perfect for this creation. So actually I saw the yarn, as I said, I touched it and I said, what can I do with this miracle, with this magic cotton? And yes, the idea was of something very easy, and it is the granny stitch with 2 or 3 colors in it, because it is a little bit marmorized. I love this effect. So you can play, you can match and play and match. So beautiful colors. Okay, if you want to work it for winter, autumn, let's say, now I highly recommend you another beautiful yarn which has in it also a acrylic part. So it is 56% cotton and 44% acrylic. Acrylic is the substitute, the synthetic substitute of the wool. When you see cotton and acrylic, it is like cotton and wool. So it is so nice, so soft, so perfect for the season actually, but mostly for springtime, for autumn, winter, and so on. Very nice and thin, perfect for a autumn poncho tunic, pon tunic. Okay, there are so beautiful colors that you cannot imagine. I just want to show you some of them. So lovely colors, you will just have something beautiful. In the tutorial I explain you, so actually I give you the measures that I have here, and I explain you how to alter it in larger sizes as you know I always do when I don't have written instruction. So for this one, there are no written instructions because there it is, all in the tutorial. I worked it with 3mm hook, 5 US, I think it is 5, the measure, and I used about 350 grams of yarn for a medium size. I am a medium size, okay? So just from here you can think of how of the quantity of yarn that you will need for your size. Okay, just calculate, add 100 grams for one size more, just to be sure. Okay, so that's it. And in this 350 grams, there are the tassel too. So it is a very nice yarn. It has 170 not grams, 50 grams and 170 meters. Okay, that is pretty nice. Okay, that's it. I leave it to the tutorial. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see, and don't forget to leave me a like and a nice comment. Bye. So before we begin to crochet, I want to explain you some measures and a little bit the structure of our poncho tunic. I'm a medium size and I began, so this is the line that we will begin with. This is the line that measures shoulder to shoulder plus shoulder to elbow or shoulder to wrist, depends on the length of the sleeve that you want to work, per 2, obvious, because we need 2 of these measures, obvious, for both sleeves. So shoulder to shoulder plus shoulder to elbow per 2. In my case are 90 centimeters. From here we will begin to work this part, which is actually the sleeve and the body, obvious. We will work sleeve and body together. When we finish exactly underarm, I worked 19 centimeters. What we want to do is to begin from here again, but only one side, to work the front side. We will work some rows like this, then we will work the other side like this for the neckline, and then we will join and work all in one for the rest of the rows that we have to complete to be exactly the same as the back side. From there we will join these parts, and then we will begin to work the body in rounds. And of course the length, it's you to decide. I worked from the sleeve, from where I began to work in rounds, I worked 35 centimeters. Okay, and the total length is 54 centimeters. The width in my case is 48 centimeters. Okay, so again it will be you to decide to resize it. Then at the end, the last part, so you can just continue on and work like this, a tunic, or you can work as I did. At the end you will work 2 triangles, and I will show you, obvious, into the tutorial I show you how to join to the body. Okay, and then you can put tassels, or you can put a nice border or anything you want. Okay, so that's it. Let us now begin to crochet it. So let us begin for the slip knot, and we will begin with a nice long series of arches like this. Chain 3, yarn over, insert hook into the first chain and double crochet into it. This is my first arch. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, insert hook into the first chain and double crochet into it, chain 3, insert hook, yarn over, insert hook into the first and double crochet into it. This is how we will continue on. Now, which will be the length? The length of this arches line, beginning line, must be half of the So the arm till the elbow, both arms, the measure till the elbow, plus shoulder to shoulder. So elbow to shoulder per 2, because we have 2, plus shoulder to shoulder. So this is the length that we need. I will continue on for the length that I need, and I will be back to show you how to begin your back side actually. Okay, now I want to tell you that for the back side I already completed. I put 44 arches, and this is in my case 90 centimeters. So in this 90 centimeters I have shoulder to elbow, then I have shoulder to shoulder and shoulder to the other elbow. So this is the measure that you need. Mine is 90 centimeters. Of course you can go ahead and work it long, the sleeve, if you want to. Then you will need the shoulder to wrist, okay, plus 2, because we have 2 arms, okay, plus shoulder to shoulder. Okay, now on this small sample I just want to show you how to begin your first row and actually the second, so how to work this first part, which is only a rectangle. So we want to begin with a chain 3, which is our very first double crochet. We insert hook into the first arch and we work 3 double crochets. Then we chain 1, we skip into the next and we work other 3 double crochets. We will continue on like this till the end of the row, chain 1 in between. So 3 double crochets in each arch and a chain 1 in between. And a chain 1. Chain 1 into the last arch. You will work again 3 double crochets without chaining 1. Yarn over into the chain, the beginning chain. You will double crochet. We will double crochet at the end and at the beginning and at the end of each row. Row number 2, chain 3 plus 1. We chain 3 plus 1 when we have to skip the first group of 3 double crochets, and this is our case. So we chain 3 plus 1, we insert hook into the chain 1 space and we work 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and so on till the end. This is the very first row to repeat. Almost finished the first row to repeat, so I will chain 1, skip the 3, insert hook into the third chain of the beginning chain 3 and double crochet into it. Now chain 3, and now we begin with a chain. Here it is a chain 1 space, which means we have to begin with a group of 3. So when we begin with a group of 3, we don't chain 1 before or after the first or the last double crochet. When we begin with a chain 1 space, obvious that we begin or finish with a chain 1 before or after the double crochet, the beginning or the double crochet finish, the end double crochet. Okay, and now I will continue on. This is the second row to repeat. I will continue on till the end. Now if you want to change color, you will just cut the yarn and begin with a new color. I did it like this. It's, from my point of view, it's easier, and then you will just sew in the tails. So I finished my first part, which is the back side. The length that must be is a generous half of a sleeve. Generous because it must be nice and large. I put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18 rows, or 20 centimeters. Okay, so I have 90 centimeters length plus 20 centimeters. This is for the sleeve. Okay, now what I forgot to tell you at the beginning is that the arches must be in a even number. I have 44. Now what we have to do when we cover the sleeve length, so this is a half of a sleeve. We will have the half that we will put for the front side, okay? When we finish, we cover the sleeve, the width actually, we need to begin to work the front side. Now for the front side, we will work a little bit of a neckline. So we will divide by 2 our beginning arches. I have 44, so the half is 22, and count that half and put a marker in between the chains. So how you count? So you count actually the arches. You put a marker. Then from that marker you just try your back side. So I leave on one side 6 and on the other side 6. So 12. A total of 12 groups of 3 double crochets or a total of 12 arches for the back side. The rest are the arms, the shoulder and the arms. Okay, the sleeves, sorry. Now, how to begin to work the sleeve, front side. The front side will begin exactly here into the other side of our arches. We will work exactly the same thing. So from the marker into the arch here, we will begin to work 3 double crochets into each of our stitch. Let me show you how. So slip knot again, and we want a double crochet at the beginning here too, so I will just insert hook somewhere to chain 3 before I begin. And now I will insert hook into my first arch and work 3 double crochets and 3, and of course chain 1 and 3 double crochet into the next. Go ahead and work this part till the end. So we will work a little bit for 3 or 4 rows. I will work for 4 rows without the front side actually, because we want it to be a little to make a little bit of neckline. Okay, so just like this. I finished one side. As you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 rows that I completed, and the same number of rows I want to complete on the other side. But there is something very important that I want to say. We began and at the internal part, so here where we have the opening of the neckline, we began here. For the other side, we will begin at the beginning of the row. Okay, so this is very important because we want to have the same design of the front and back. Okay, so I will insert hook into the beginning chain, trying to get 2 loops, and I will chain 3 and I will insert hook into my first arch and work my first group of 3 double crochet and then chain 1, 3 double crochet till the marker, and then I will go back with the same color. When I switch the color, I want to show you how I do it. Even if I already explain, I just cut the yarn, slip stitch, slip knot, and begin with another color, with the other color. But still, I want to show you just in case. At the end of the row we still want to work a double crochet as we did when we began here, okay? So chain 3 plus 1 and turn and work the second row with the same color, skipping into the first chain 1 space. I finished the second row, and as I promised, here it is chain, cut the yarn a little bit longer because we have to wave in the ends at the end. Then turn, take the other color, the color that you want to continue with, slip knot, and insert hook into the double crochet, where we will just chain 3 to begin. So join the color and chain 3 to begin. Then here it is the chain 1 space where we will work 3 double crochets. Chain 1, skip 1 group of 3, and so on. It's pretty easy, like this. So I finished both sides with 4 rows, as you can see. Now what I need to do is to join in the middle so I can continue on working in long rows as I work for the back side. And how many arches I have to put is exactly the same number of arches that I left out for the back of the neck. In my case are 12. So 12 arches I have to put on this side, on the front side. And I already make a knot here where I finish inside, let's say, of the project, not on the other side, on the external side. So here I finished one, and the other one I finished it inside. I just made a knot, and now I will chain 3 and into the first chain double crochet for the first arch, and I will continue on for 12 arches, and I will slip stitch on the other side and cut the yarn. We need to cut the yarn because we will begin from the beginning of the row, and we will just work an entire row, as I said before. And now we will just continue on for the number of rows that we have to complete for the front side, exactly to have exactly the same number of rows that we completed for the back side. As you remember, I completed 18. On the front side I already completed 4, so I have to complete 14 more. So I slip stitched to join my 12 arches into the third chain of the chain 4 here, because the chain 1 is the chain 1 space. And now I will begin with the other color. I will begin to work the long rows for a total of 14, as I said before. A very important thing is for you to watch. This is the front. I will begin on the wrong side, please. So insert hook into the very first double crochet and join the yarn. Then we will chain 3 only because we have the chain 1 space, so we need only a chain 3, so for the double crochet, and then we work our first group of 3 double crochet. Now if you watch on the other side, the 5th, because this is the 5th row, the 5th row is exactly the same. Begin with 3 double crochets, so with a group of 3, not with a chain 1 space, which means we worked perfectly. Now I will just continue on working in pattern till I reach the arches where I just want to show you how to work on the over the arches, even if it's really easy. Still I want to be sure that it's all crystal clear. So I worked a little bit over the arches because it's really easy. So there are 3 double crochet, finished with 3 double crochet, then chain 1, skip directly into the first arch and work 3 double crochet, chain 1, into the next 3 double crochet, chain 1, continue on like this. So that's why I said it's really easy. Chain 1, into the next arch, work 3 double crochets, chain 1, and so on till you reach the last arch, and over the last arch, obviously, you work the last group of 3 double crochet, chain 1, and you skip directly into the chain 1 space with 3 double crochet. So we finished here with 3 double crochet. We will begin on the other side with 3 double crochet. Okay, that's it. Now I will continue on with my 13, because this is the first one that I worked of the 14, with my 13 rows, and then I will be back to show you what's next. I finished the length, the same number of rows, 18 for the front side too, and now what I actually want to do is to decide. Now this is you to decide the length, the width actually that you want for the body. The rest of it will be the arm on one side and on the other side. So here I already join for the arm, and now here I just want to show you I already put a marker. So we will put a marker of it on one side, on the other side for the body, and the body will remain opened, obvious, and we will work some more rows. Now just insert hook here into the first double crochet, and here we will skip 1 chain, insert hook into the next, and join with slip stitch, slip knot, chain 3, skip into the next, chain 1 space, once both parts, obvious, because we are actually joining them. This is my method of joining. I really love this method. I am using it lots. I already used it in other projects. So I will just continue on like this till the marker. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So chain 3, skip the groups of double crochet and slip stitch into the, and here I am, into the, okay. Oh, I cannot find a, okay. So that's it. Now I will just show you how to work in rounds. Now let's see how to work in rounds. So I will begin where we joined for the sleeve. It's here, and into, I insert hook here on one side and chain 3. Then in the middle, actually where I joined, 1 more double crochet, and into the other side, other chain 1 space, 1 more double crochet, chain 1, and now just go ahead and work. Sorry, because I have to begin here like this. It's because I am with the wrong side here, so exactly the same thing I do, only that in the middle 1 more, and the other side 1 more, chain 1, and just skip into the next, chain 1 space and chain, and work 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and so on. When we reach the same on the other side, so here we work the same thing, 1 in the middle and 1 more. Okay, so exactly the same thing. Okay, I will show you how to join and how to begin another round. You will work as many rows as you wish. I will be back to show you the last part. So now from here, actually you can just go ahead and work your tunic as long as you wish. You can also work a dress if you want to. I will show you another possibility for it. Let me show you how to begin another row. I actually went on a little bit. I already completed some rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I just want to show you. So you slip stitch, then you chain, and you will turn back into the chain 1 space. So turn back like this, kind of crab stitch, and pull through both the chain on the hook and the chain 1 space. And now chain 3, and we are just ready to begin. And just because we change color each 2 rounds, for the next round you will just cut the yarn and change color. So it's like this. So now if you want to continue on with the tunic, you can continue on with the tunic. You can leave it as a nice short pullover to put over a dress or something else, or you can put this very, very nice finishing in a with the tassels and with a granny triangle, shawl. It's a beginning of a granny shawl actually. It's really easy. You will need to divide into your tunic, obvious, front side and back side, to count the number of groups of 3 that you have on one side. And actually I count them and I put in the middle a marker on one side, on the other side. And then you will work a granny shawl actually. For you must have on this side of your granny shawl the same number of groups that you have on one side of your tunic plus 2. So I have here 24 and here I have 22. Okay, so a plus 2. Okay, now how to work the shawl, the granny shawl? It's really, really easy. Here I also put a single crochet border. I only work 2 single crochet around each double crochet border, double crochet. Then I just work 2 more rows like this. Now how to work the granny shawl? I think it's a beginner thing, but anyway, let me show you my way. It's not very different of the way it is usually worked. So I begin with a magic loop and chain of 5, then yarn over, insert hook into the magic loop and work 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, and I always finish with a triple crochet. Okay, and now from the second we will always begin with a chain of 5. We turn our work, and into the chain 1 space here we just want to work 3 double crochets. This is how we increase. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, now into the increasing central line. It is this one. We work actually 3 double crochets, chain 3 plus 3 more double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 1, and in between the last group of 3 and the chain 5, beginning chain 5 of the previous row, you will work a group of 3 double crochet plus chain 1, yarn over, and into the 4th chain 1 2 3 4 of the beginning chain 5, you will work a triple crochet. Always finish with a chain 1 and triple crochet. Let me show you one more time. So always begin with 3 4 5 chain 5, yarn over into the chain 1 space, work 3 double crochet, and these are the increasing 3 double crochets. Chain 1, so as you can see we add 1, chain 1, we skip into the chain, so on the side we work exactly as we work the square. Chain 1, we go into the middle into the chain 3 space and we work our corner, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 more double crochets. Chain 1 and work on the side, and at the end we chain 1, we skip in between the last group of 3 and the chain 5 of the previous row, and we work 3 double crochets, chain 1, yarn over twice, 1 2 3 into the 4th chain of the beginning chain 5, just work your triple crochet. Now I changed color for after each 3 rows. Here I changed only 2 rows, each 2 rows, here each 3 rows, but it's you to decide, obvious, when you want to change color, so you can just play as you really wish. Okay, to change color I just cut the yarn and begin with the color that I choose to continue on with. Okay, and begin. Okay, now I will work my 1 2 3 4. I will work my 5. I will work my shawl, actually my small shawl here, until I will reach the number of 24 groups of 3 here on both sides. Let me just show you on both sides. So here, this is the row, let's say, that we have to count. Okay, so I need 24. We need the number of half number of our tunic plus 2, don't forget. So now let me just show you. You can join by sewing if you want to. If you think it is easier for you, I will show you how to join. So on this last one, as you can see here, I will like this, I will overlap, actually overlay the last over this one, and then I will of course join into the chain 1 space and insert the hook into each beginning of the border stitch. Okay, this is how we will work. In between we will chain 4. So as I said, into the first stitch here, and it's here the chain 1 space. So now I will slip knot, chain 4 and into the next stitch, and here is the next chain 1 space. Okay, it's like this. Now I will show you how to do it easier. 3 4. I will skip 1, insert hook into the stitch and search for the next chain 1 space and slip stitch 1 2 3 and 4. Insert hook into the stitch, chain 1 and slip stitch 1 2 3 4. You can see into the stitch, into the very next, and 1 2 3 4. Into the stitch we go, and into the very next chain 1 space. Okay, and this is how we have, and this is how we will continue on. Okay, I am joining into the middle, and I actually insert hook here into the middle and into the chain 1 space, this one with the marker. Now I can take off the marker and I will show you what I have. Okay, and now I will just continue on and just continue on 1, 2, 3 and 4 and skip directly into the stitch and into the very next. So here I joined, it was this one, and into this one, just to be sure that you won't skip any. Okay, and I will just continue on like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip into the stitch and into the chain 1, like this, into the stitch, into the chain. I will focus a little bit. So into the stitch and then into the next chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the stitch and into the next chain 1 space. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the stitch, exactly into the stitch and chain 1 space. On the other side, so on the side of the, this is what I have. This is how I did it. Can you see?